Hello, today we're working on a 2013 Chevy Malibu with a weak crank, and at times it won't even crank at all, and as well as other messages like service Stabilitrak and service power steering, and yes, the wipers too. And going solely based on the weak crank, the first thing we want to do is check the battery. If this were a Chevy Cruze, I would also suspect an issue with the negative battery cable, since they have had known problems with having a bad crimp on it, leaving the cable loose on the terminal. The first thing you'll want to look for is any loose cables which may need to get fixed, or any battery corrosion which may need to be cleaned off, which this battery has some on the negative terminal. And this is the battery tester I'll be using. If you don't have access to a battery tester, you can always remove the battery and have it tested at a local auto parts store. We just connect the red lead to the positive and then the black lead to the negative. We'll have to input the cold cranking amps of the battery shown here on the label as CCA. After inputting the battery's information, it'll start performing a load test on the battery, which mimics how the battery performs in situations with headlights, radio, and other accessories being left on. This tester will also perform a voltage drop test to see how the battery performs when the starter is cranking, and it will also test the performance of the alternator. So we'll now have to start the vehicle. And you can hear how the starter struggles to turn the engine over. And it'll ask you to rev up the engine slightly so it can test the alternator's performance. And here we find out that the alternator is working good, but we'll have to replace the battery, because it has 0 cold cranking amps. And you might wonder how that's possible when the car still starts. Well, the weather is warmer, so it'll have more cranking amps in warm weather. So I do go ahead and replace the battery, which I'll have the link to the detailed video in the description and at the end of this video. And this is what this vehicle should sound like when it's cranking with a good battery, and no more warning messages. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Please hit that like button and consider subscribing.